And sorry. Welcome back to the stream. Let's try that again, shall we? Welcome back to the stream, everybody. That right there was Wound Up Windmill off of the Cat in Time B-side of the soundtrack, by Pascal Michael Stifel. Stifel? I don't know how you pronounce his name, but anyway, there we are. It's a song by him from that. It's real good. I enjoyed it. That's why I played it. Yes. Yes. Whew. Well, we'll see how this goes. As proven by my opening there, I am rather tired. It is very late. I was working again today, surprise, because this week ended up being just as bad as I thought it was going to be when last streamed. And that is also the reason why we're going back to the old Zomboid well. Despite we have all these other things I should be doing. I mean, for example, I should really dive back into my Tomodachi Life Island too at some point, but I don't think I'm going to tonight. I have very limited energy reserves, despite the fact that I was asleep on the couch for 4 hours, I think, after I... And, yeah, I just wanna... It's one of those instances where I just wanted to play Zomboid, and therefore it's just as well for me to stream Zomboid. Despite the fact that Zomboid's actually not what I've been playing off-stream, obsessively. That's been Kenshi, again. But I'll get back to streaming that again at some point. There's a lot more to wrap my head around in Kenshi than there's Zomboid. There's a lot more moving parts. So we'll switch over to the Steam tab on my OBS here. Hello, Rolls. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Or evening, or whatever time it is where you are. Evening, 8:30. Yes, I suppose that makes about sense. That makes sense that it'd be about that time. It's almost 11 here, so. But yeah, maybe we'll do a couple hours of Zomboid, see how things can progress. Thank you for banning that bot that apparently wanted to collaborate with me. I really appreciate that. No collaboration with robots. No collaboration with the robots, that's how the Terminator happens. I have no regard for Skynet. Yes, us funny Newfoundlanders in our extra half hour. I don't know that I ever actually looked up the reason why that even is. Maybe it's just out of spite so that we're, you know, ahead of everybody else in the Western Hemisphere. Who knows? Although I think, as I may have drunkenly talked about one New Year's Eve while I was streaming, when I brought up the time zone map, I think there's a little part of Labrador that is also part of that, so it's not even just like the island of Newfoundland. There is a little bit of, see, because the province is Newfoundland and Labrador. Actually, something I talked about like 3 years ago, but still, it's a weird point I like to bring up. Like, the entirety of the province is Newfoundland and Labrador. So Newfoundland is the main island bit, and Labrador is up there, like, on the coast, right next to Quebec. But the island is the only part that's in that half-hour extra zone. Oh, it's got, at one point in time you knew the reason, something to do with the longitude, latitude you sit on? Yeah, that's probably what it is. But, like, anyway, like I'm saying, so Labrador is technically part of the same province, but most of it is outside of that half hour, except one tiny piece of Labrador on the southern edge of it, I think, is within the half hour zone. I might be filling you full of bullshit, though. Maybe that's not true. But I seem to recall when I was drunkenly looking at that map years ago, that, yes, it does appear that half of Labrador is stuck in that. Anyway, what was I doing last time I was playing this? Oh yes, I more or less barricaded that gas station. My electrical skill is not level 3, but I did find the generator book, so we're good to carry on with the rest of our plans. There's a part of Indiana that doesn't observe daylight savings time. Missed a meeting because, oh, that's gotta even be more, because I mean, daylight savings time is fucky to begin with, right? So, like, to have one spot that simply does not acknowledge that it exists is, that's a hell of a thing, that is. You know what, I think I might keep that plastic bottle of water. Not bother with the canteen. If I find, like, a water bag, I believe I can wear that along with all my other gear, so that would be a better water solution, I think. But for now, I'll stick with this bottle that holds 2 liters. Oh, they were cool about it. You weren't the first person to do it, and you're not going to be the last. Probably not. I imagine that's something they have to deal with on a regular basis. Well, that's something they have to deal with twice yearly, I would imagine. At twice a year, they always bring up ending it, and here we are, still observing it. I can't even remember the reason why they started it in the first place. Ending daylight savings time could be the one thing that everyone agrees with there in the States. I don't know anyone who's really a staunch defender of it, if I'm being honest. Because, I mean, the way I look, I never think about it until the time rolls around. And when it does, I'm like, oh, the clocks are going back. Sweet, I get an extra hour of sleep. I'm cool with it then. But then you have the other side of it with this whole spring forward aspect, and that happened to me this year. Because I was up much later than I should have been. And I looked out at the clock on our stove, because that doesn't automatically switch itself. And I'm like, oh geez, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I should really be going to bed. And then I looked at my phone, and it said it was 3, and then I remembered what time of the year it was. And that fucked me up for the rest of the week. So overall, I think we'd just be better off without it. Speaking of sleeping, this character should do so. But yes, if I remember correctly, yeah, that's right, this character also does not sleep properly. Much like me. True to form. There's a good meme out there. Phone changes the self, car, push this button, stove, get an electrical engineering doctorate to learn how to change the time. The one we have in this apartment isn't too bad, but I do remember that I did have one in some old apartment that I lived in, that I simply did not change the time on it, ever, because I could never figure out how to do it. While I'm waiting before I can take myself another nap and carry on with my business, let's try sorting out some of my inventory here. I don't need that canteen currently, so that can go away. I don't think I'm got anything else. Took everything out of the van last time I played. Oh, maybe something I'll do right now, though, is let's turn on the radio. Because I think the emergency broadcast system might be playing now. Let's see if the power's gonna go out. No odds if it is, because I'm prepared for it, but... We have a severe thunderstorm coming. I'm actually kind of surprised the power... I haven't gotten a warning about the power shut off yet. We're a month in. I love that I'm carrying a pile of crap in the van, but I don't want to get rid of any of it. Oh, there's a sapling there. I can curve that into a... Curve that into a spear. So something I didn't think about. Can I put those clips in my holster? The shoulder holster? Yeah, I can. Okay, so I can carry 2 clips at least. Not that I'm going to be using guns that much. It would be suicide at this point. Now, I think I had a pocket knife. What the hell did I do with that? Oh, there it is, a handed knife. You know, speaking of stoves, though, I do remember something I was talking about last time I streamed. Was... Something I do need to find is I need to find a wood-burning stove, because when I set up my built-from-scratch farmhouse in the middle of the park, I'm going to need something to cook food. Now, I can use, like, a charcoal barbecue, I can make a fire pit, I can even, if my skill gets high enough, uproot an electrical oven and bring over. But, a old-fashioned stove would probably be the best thing to use. I was reviewing, cause I, God, I haven't actually posted a video to YouTube in almost 2 weeks now, though I do have a bunch queued up that I can post. One of them is one that I recently put on there in preparation of posting it, and it was one of these streams. That giant warehouse I found before coming over to this way that was full of goodies. There is an old-fashioned stove in that warehouse I discovered when I reviewed the footage, so I can just go back there eventually. That is... Yeah, there's one here. So if that's the case, I think I'm actually going to make note of that. There was a symbol here I could use for that. I thought there was like a little fireplace symbol or something. Could be mistaken though, I don't think I see it now. Oh, right there. Yeah, it was up in that back corner, I think. Alright, so I don't need it now, but that's definitely something I can get later. Let's we'll use up that ham. Hilarious that the ham slice is stale, but if I just put it in a bowl, it suddenly becomes fresh again. This one, magic bowl, that is. So we'll put as much ham in that bowl as I possibly can. Pretty old pickle. So, remember correctly, I've got a shotgun left in this house down here. Down there, too. So the plan is, I'm going to want to grab one of these generators and settle up down here. Now, another thing I want to do is maybe I should try to raid as many of these houses as I can before the power goes out to find anything that's perishable. And, yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll go get the shotgun. I'll raid some of these houses down here if I can. And then once I start getting tired, I'll come back, because I'm gonna want to take the trek to see if I can find some animals, but before I do, I'll want to build a chicken hutch here somewhere. and set up an animal zone for them. Prior to that, though, let's head to the house next door and its fireplace, fire harden the spear, and mosey along. I think I still got some twigs here, don't I? Yeah. There's also a sheet of paper that can be used as a fire starting tool, but... Excellent. I'm real lucky I'll find another garden fork at some point, because those things make magnificent spears. But these will do for now. Stock up on water, too, before I leave. Get very far as him, but I did actually start another game in this as a new character I made who I've specifically geared towards trying to learn blacksmithing as quickly as I can. So I haven't started any of that. No, you don't. Do some mechanic work on this car. I gotta boost my mechanic skill, I get the chance to. Yes, I forgot that there's still a lot of them in this little subdivision area. Gated community, I suppose I should say. But anyway, let's go over to that survivalist home, because like I said, I think I got a shotgun left behind over there. That was up here. Judging by the carpet of bodies that are on the road, yes, this is where it was. Oh yeah, I went in through the window, didn't I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a shotgun here somewhere. So it sounds like there's a zombie near. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and I think I looted it of practically everything else of use. So let's have a poke around a couple of these other houses. Mainly I want to see, like, grab as much food as I possibly can. I don't think I've been in this one, even though I killed some animals. Animals, I call them. Filthy animals. Zombies. I do like that there are a number of cars I can just straight up loot if need be. And maybe I won't bother with this house, though. I don't think I've been in the one next to the survivalist home, so there's a better chance that's actually got some perishable food in it. So we'll grab the doorknob, too. Probably have a bunch of those, but it is nice to have all that stuff to prepare for when I build my own home. These could be useful tools. Interesting place to keep a box of wine. So the pork chop is rotten. Take the salami, ice cream. They're always going to be a great thing to have. Honestly, I've got enough canned and non-perishable food that it might last me through the winter anyway. Not going to do any... I was going to say, we're not going to do any full looting and grab anything ridiculous, and then I grab a teddy bear. Which puts me over my weight limit. Mostly I'm going to scour each building I go into to see if there's anything interesting, like a skill book, for example. And mainly, I think I'm going to focus on getting as much food as I can. Really does sound like there's a bunch of zombies nearby. Must be in the backyard. I don't know if I've been in this house yet. Now, perhaps I should mark some of these places off on the map, but I don't want to fully mark a place off until it's fully looted. Chicken nuggets! Hey, you know what? No, I'm not even going to bother really doing a full go-around each house. I'm just going to dart in. Mostly grab food. And then leave again. There's a generator down there too. I think I might take that generator. And that's what I will... Let's get all the stuff that I just found here. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab that generator, and that's going to be the one that put in the gas station. So all the food can go. This can go in this bag. And to my knowledge, shotguns are a pretty good gun to use, even if you don't have a very high skill, but that's very much a double-edged sword kind of thing. Because it's good in the regard that you don't really need to have a great aim to really make effective use of it, but it's bad in the terms that it's ungodly loud and will draw, like, if I fired it up in this corner of this gated community, I think all the zombies in the gated community start gunning for me. Let's go grab that generator, and then I'll just raid some more houses. Yeah, it's right there. I don't know if I've been in that house. So we'll take that stuff. Yeah, let's take everything out of here, so at the very least I can mark this off on. So I'm going to want to back the... I'm going to want to back the van up. Oh, let's look at that. Now the other thing is I need to make sure I have enough room in the back of the van for... Because I think that's going to weigh, what, 40 pounds? It's probably silly that I'm taking so much crap, but at the same time, everything is useful to some degree. So how much space we got in the back? I don't think I have enough for the... I have enough for the generator. Enough space for the generator. Yeah, it's 40. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back for it. Alright. Well, let's stick with my original plan. Let's just grab as much food as I can. And we'll come back for the generator on my way down. Yeah, really, I probably don't need to be so gung-ho about grabbing as much perishable as I can. I'll probably be fine. Let's grab what I can before the generator... Not the generator, the power gives out, I guess. Something on the table? Silver ring. Interesting. I'm going to take that for reasons, I guess. Maybe I just think it looks pretty. People really like having wine in their rooms. Like this neighborhood. interesting room that is. It's funny that I've heard so many zombies, but I haven't seen any yet. Aside from, you know, my initial drive down here. Yeah, there's definitely got to be one here somewhere. Hello, friends. Oh, hello, friends. Well, there's a lot more of them than I thought. Come on, would you? Oh yeah, that's right, the weird delayed reaction they have now when getting knocked over. That I hate. There really is a lot of them in there, huh? I don't necessarily need the experience gains anymore. Doesn't mean I don't want them. Besides which, when I really start using the generators, I'm going to need electrical components to repair them, and digital watches are an easy source of them. I knew there was another one there somewhere. Come on. Hot buns, but no hot dogs. Imagine. I think I might raid one more house for food, and then we'll head back. I'm going to take those, because they're going to come. I think I've already got a number of nail boxes, but I'm going to need a lot of them, and I'm nowhere near in a position to start making my own yet. Oh, I forgot to check my kill count before we started. 506. I think I was at about 500 last stream, so I must have killed about 6 of them just then. Check this house. I must have. That door's open. Yeah, I've already been there. Yes, I have. Let's check out this one down here and then head back to the van. Oh, hello, friend. Of course the door's locked. Real fun if I set off an alarm right. If I imagine I have much difficulty getting away. Let's eat the popsicle. So excited, it's empty. Alright, let's hit up the house next door and then head back. And that'll be enough of this for now. This particular type of looting. There's some hot dogs to go with those buns I have. See, of course this trip was worth it. Curious as to what that key might be for. What office? Caffeine pills, I got a bunch of them and I never really use them anyway. Alright. Let's head back and prep the chicken home then. Plenty of food to be getting on with for now. Yeah, I don't think I'll grab this generator. The other one. It's just well for me to grab this one. I know I got this place relatively clear, and I got that one completely cleared out, that shed. I really do have to check the pressure on the tires I get back. There's not much I can do, mechanically speaking, with the van yet, but at the very least I can make sure my tires aren't fucked up. Drive into the light pole. It's a bad idea. Beer holding away. About half condition. Moving into the hedges is also probably... First and foremost, food bag. First and foremost, Unkimo's family feed bag. Fish fillet is stale. Start putting that in something. Honestly, I should probably take one of the meat products out of the freezer to thaw. Let's This one's not frozen, so let's take that out. Okay. See? Came back at a good time. Starting to get tired. Because I think I did have one of my back anyway. Let's put Bear Friend in this chair. He'd like this chair. Bear Friend. Good. Some food and food on. Delicious butter. Wear a ring. Haven't. It's a funny true fact is personally I don't like wearing rings. I don't know if I've ever actually owned one. And I don't know, I just don't like having anything on my fingers like that. I suppose the other thing is I have worked with my hands for most of my life, and I do know that if a ring gets hooked, sometimes with enough force, it can rip your finger clean off. And I don't know, that's always been something I've been concerned about. One of those weird fears that probably is never going to come up, but I don't want to have to deal with it ever. Am I weird for being concerned about keeping all my fingers? Who can say? So we'll dismantle these and put away the scraps. So I am clearly carrying way too much crap in the back of this van. But weirdly, all of it is stuff that I consider vaguely important. Ah, but this stuff is probably taking up space. Okay, so let's take all this out. Yeah, because I don't think I need any of this except maybe the plank. I might keep the plank. Okay, yeah, that gives me loads of room to fit a generator in there. Not much else, but... because it's not going to be bad for now, but eventually I'm going to want to, like the generator that I'm going to set up down by the gas station, I'm going to want to build a little enclosure. Not an enclosure with a roof, mind you, because that's going to gas out the room it's in and cause my death if I'm not careful. Speaking of, let's bring this around back of the house. Because pretty soon I'm probably going to need to settle up, and it's just well to have it outside back here. That way it's closer to the main things I'm going to want powered, and it's well away from everything else. See. We need to make a hutch. 5 planks, 5 nails, and a hammer. Okay. Before I go to sleep, maybe I'll set that up. Though I am getting very tired, it seems. Nails. Where's the hammer? I think I'll save the plank that I've got in. Plenty of logs over here I can cut up. Again, I don't think I'm going to be doing much in the way of fencing down here, because the whole area is kind of fenced in anyway. So maybe I'll build the hutch here, and because if it's in the same, if I use the chicken zone in the same area this water source is in, then they'll just drink from that, and I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about them dying of thirst. Spin that somehow? No, so. So what is my carpentry at currently? I think it needs to be 4 for me to be able to build this up there. It'd be real funny if there was a zombie in here somewhere and I didn't. Yeah, there we go. It's not huge, but it doesn't need to be. Maybe eventually I'll make a little fenced-in area, but for now it's perfectly fine as it is. It's good, there's plenty of room in the van now to pick up the other generator on the way. Some stew, I suppose, when I wait. Let's make a roast. It's less water that way. Use up as much of that fish as I can, though it looks like I just used up the last part of it. Okay. Good. Good. I don't think I'm building a frame or sort of walled-in area for the generator station just yet. I am going to take a moment to grab myself something else to drink, though. I'll be Or you see, I just remembered that I put a can of beer in the freezer before I started streaming, so it was probably a good idea to grab that before it exploded. Oh yeah, the other thing I said I was going to do before I moseyed along was check the tires of the van. There's not much maintenance I can do on vehicles just yet, but at the very least I can make sure I'm topped up on air. Start getting some practice in on that. Interestingly, the tire pressure for all of them is good. I don't remember... Oh, I also haven't switched over to the screen. Okay, there we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Anyway, like I was saying, I don't remember actually... Maybe I topped up the tires once since I got this thing? They're starting to spread out. Not a fan of how many of them are still here. Thankfully, they're not really... There's another generator. There's another generator in there. I don't think I'm gonna grab that one, though. There's, too many zombies kicking around. It is good to know that's there, though. The more generators I can find, the better. Not that I'm gonna have them all actively running at the same time, mind you. It's just... good to have more so I can set them up in various areas. Electromax. Safe to say that this is now searched. I did not mean to get out of the van. To the gas station. Get that generator down, connect it, and probably fill it up. And fill up both my cans, too, in case the power gives out. It's the best way for me to do that. Ah. Straight on down this way. Mr. Huang is, I hope he's doing alright, because his van has served me well. Seriously though, the amount of storage capacity this thing has had has been very helpful. Because I haven't found any trailers or anything since I started, I don't think. Yeah, there should still be some goodies in this area here. Because, I mean, I know there's a hunting store, there's... Oh, that does remind me, there's a fishing rod in the back of that truck, I should probably grab. Death in this area. So I think I might plop the generator just down right there for now. That should be within range, that'll affect the pumps too. How do you like that for timing? I set up the generator by the gas station, the fucking power goes out immediately. But you know what that means, I gotta actually set this thing up and some gas. It's using quite a lot of, the generator is using quite a lot of gasoline. But this one's only going to be on whenever I need to come down here for gas, anyway. Well, I was going to head out of town to see if I could find some chickens, but now I'm going to need to drive back to the house to make sure the generator is running. Just do these one at a time, in case I get caught unawares by a zombie or two. Don't like that by filling up the gas can it actually takes it off of my equipped list for some reason, like it's not equipped in my hand anymore. Weren't you sneaky? Yep. See, this right here is the problem. The generator's been running long enough now. So we're probably going to be getting some unwanted visitors. So yes, until I completely secure this place, which I should do at some point, I'm gonna have to be very mindful whenever I'm here getting gas. It's somewhat low on my priority list at the moment. Alright. Fuck's that? Who's messing with my shit? Stop messing with my shit! Didn't think I heard them. Yeah, I should swing in here. I do like how I'm pretty much turning the generator on to rile up the zombies that were in these buildings. Getting some pretty impressive gas mileage out of this van, too. I can't remember the last time I had to top it up. So let's top up and connect the generator up next to the house. If I'm feeling a little nappish, maybe I'll take a little before I head off. Damn it! It's not good. I was praising up the van, and here I am injuring it, so... Gotta find out right quick if there are any zombies still behind the fence, because they're gonna hear the generator once it starts. Okay, yeah, thankfully this is using hardly any power at all. Or any fuel, I should say. Which makes sense, there's not a whole lot that's on in the building. Let's see if I can go in for a little snooze, and then we'll head out of the city and see if I can find me some chickens. That is the next step of my grand plan. This down here looks like it might be some farmland. I don't have to go out too far. So head down the highway and end up in this area. If I'm really lucky, I'll be able to find like some sheep and cows or something, and also an animal trailer. Because the chickens, I can carry them one at a time back up here without putting them in anything. That's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's, something. But there's no way in hell I'm going to tie a rope to a cow and physically walk it all the way up here. I mean, I suppose I could. It's just an insane thing to do. For a lot of reasons. First, the amount of time it would take. Secondly, the amount of zombies I'd probably come across in the process of doing it. Which in turn is going to spook the cow, which is going to cause the cow to probably murder me. Okay, I don't like how close these zombies are to the house. This needs to be dealt with. It does kind of seem like the weird glitch I was noticing last time with the zombie stagger before they fell down. I don't think that's happening anymore, which is nice. Because that nearly got me killed on several occasions. If I'm being honest, I think if I end up getting bitten because of a situation like that, I might cheat and get rid of the infection. That remains to be seen. We'll see if I make that decision when the time comes. Because I did have a bullshit death in one of my off-stream games where I actually went into the debug menu and got rid of my infection because I took out my weapon and then my character froze and I couldn't move until I got bitten. That's the joy of playing an unstable version of the game, I suppose. So let's head down to the end here and hang a right. Here. Now, I think there was a problem in previous builds where the livestock would end up dead after a couple of months because nobody was feeding them. I don't think that's the case anymore. If winter hits, I think they might end up dying en masse. But they're pretty good at keeping themselves fed, which is nice. It doesn't look like there's really anything else in here. Look at this other van. That looks interesting. It also looks like it's in damn good condition. What is this? Oh, it's a carpentry truck. Some decent stuff in here, but there's no key, unfortunately. Apparently I forgot to top up my water before I left. It's alright. I'll be going to a farmhouse. I'm certain I'll find some kind of sink down this way, so... As much as I kept praising up Mr. Huang's laundry truck here, if I found the key for... And then I slam into a rock. If I found the key for that thing, I would have taken that instead. Is the key underneath? No, that's just a crack in the pavement. Oh, never mind. Okay, this might be more dangerous than I think. Yeah, because I think this might be almost like a fairground kind of thing. Okay, maybe I'm better off going to the end of the road, because I think the farmsteads are probably further south. Oh yeah, this was like a festival ground or something. Oh, and I think that's a corn maze. Well, doesn't look very corny to me, but it's a maze of some sort. Zombies staring forlornly at the maze, knowing they can never figure it out. So it does look like there's a few of them stuck in there. Holy shit, it's over 40 degrees Celsius. Wonder I'm soaking in sweat here. Fair enough. Let's check the map again. Yeah, let's go to the end of this road. That might be a good spot to check up there. That looks like a farmhouse. Let's turn on the AC. That may also drain the battery, though. Let's turn that. What a very long road this is. I may as well follow it to the end, see where it goes. Surprisingly few zombies milling about on the highway, though. What the fuck? Why is there such a crowd of them there? All congregated together like that. Oh, I know what this is. This is a small refugee camp. Not like the huge one that's closer towards the main entrance to the city. Getting very thirsty though. Do I actually have anything I can? Got some water right there, sure. Let's take out this one and play that one. Piggies! Piggy, 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 piggy. That's all well and good, though. I don't think I've got a means to take them. It's the only problem. Five and zombie. Take the pipe wrench. I don't want to load down on too much crap because I do have a very specific reason I'm out, and that is I need to find chickens. Well, chickens or a livestock carrier. As well go into the house too to see if there's any perishable food that hasn't gone bad yet. Butter's good. Take the peanut butter. Take one. Ham is still good. Take that. As is the zucchini. Alright. Okay, so I think if I'm gonna find some chickens, I'm gonna have to head back to the main area where the zombies were. I think I will mark that these guys are here, though, in case I can come down and get them later. there isn't a symbol for pigs, weirdly. Oink. And cows that go oink. This house up here is relatively secure, so I might be able to come back here to spend the night if it gets a bit late. Let's head down the road here. Like I said, I either gotta find an animal carrier or chickens. This is a big empty field and nothing. It's a corpse. Okay, this leads out to the quarantine fence. Curious as to why that person is here. Whatever the reason, it's probably not great. Let's head back then. This is probably just going to lead back down to the fence again, so I'm going to need to head all the way back over here. Check those buildings, and maybe that building there. It is getting late, though. I don't know. We'll drive over and scope out the area. And then I might be better off just driving all the way back home. Because that way I can offload some of this perishable food I just found. Let's not drive too fast and roll the van, though, because I'll be not in great shape if I do that. Turn on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. The crew. The crew of zombies. More of them than I thought, it seems. Drove headlong in that wreck. And obviously that's the sound you make when you're about to get into a horrific car accident. See the oncoming wreck and you go, woo! So many of them here. try this house up here. At the very least, if I can find and grab one chicken. That's all I ask for right now. There's some sheep. They're very unhappy that there's zombies eating a corpse in their enclosure. Ah, there's some chickens. Alright, perfect. Zomboid and going, not too bad. I finally found some chickens, which is the main goal I had. The power's gone out, which is not great, but, you know. And my spear is broken. Also not great. The club hammer is still ready to do some work. The sheep are distressed. That man has been eaten. No way to Kentucky fry them yet. Also, I believe I'm in Tennessee. I suppose it would be technically Tennessee frying them. If such a thing exists. It has a mason straw on him, if I have one of those. By on him, I mean it's probably been jammed through him. So many of them. I now have a chicken. Oh crap, there's a zombie. Shit. Look, you leave the chickens alone. Let's try this again. Sorry, I'm tired too. Okay, let's grab a chicken and drive home. You seem like you're calm. I'll take you. So it's not great, because this means I'm going to have to start grabbing them one by one unless I can find something to put them in. But as long as I get a couple of chickens and maybe a rooster, I should be okay. You know, I don't actually have a chicken one either, symbol, but I guess I'll use this weird looking bird for it. He looks vaguely penguinish. And there's some sheep here as well. I do find it funny that the zombies do not want to eat the animals. But that does seem to be a thing in certain zombie lore, doesn't? Like, sometimes the zombies will eat anything they can get their hands on, sometimes they just exclusively want to eat people. In the really silly zombie stories, sometimes they just want to eat brains. Very specifically brains. There's a lot of them in there. Don't like that. Anyway, now that I know where I can find some chickens, I think I'm just going to bring this one back home and leave it at that. I'll come back down and grab a couple of more, because I am probably going to stop streaming in a moment, but there is one thing I'd like to do before I do. God, I wish I found the key for that. Jesus, and I ran into the same rock again. I'm not giving this chicken a good first impression of me. It's like, come with me, chicken, I'm going to bring you to your new home. If I don't roll the van we're in first. There's so many more of them. Yeah, the thing I want to do is, seeing as how I now know at least where I can get a few different animals, if not an efficient mean of transporting them, I want to go over and at the very least have a look at where I am going to start carving a path into the park. Don't like that a lot of them are starting to come out of there. Really need to gain enough carpentry skills so I can build a gate up here. Chicken friend, let me introduce you to your new home. Very lonely for a little while, but you were going to give me a plethora of eggs. Here you go. It's a good chicken. Generator should still be fine because it's not really doing anything overly intensive. Now it will be when I turn the oven on, but... So, put the yeast in there, zucchini in the fridge. I have so much. Let's maybe eat some of the ice cream. So I don't have to actually cook anything right now. Do I want to see if I can make another spear before I do the thing that... Maybe. We'll see. Because what I am is, if I haven't already said, and I think I have, I'm just going to go over and scope out where I want to build the road into the park. Yeah, maybe making a spear wouldn't be a bad idea. That way I got some more offensive options when I'm over there. Does the club hammer hold? Bad. But for the moment, let's just go to sleep. Or, you know, have a aging nightmare that keeps me awake. Let's read about the Space Warlock. That'll calm me down. A little. Let's drink some booze. That'll calm me down. Got plenty of wine. Sleep. So we'll take this opportunity to see if I can get some more saplings. The answer is apparently no. Still no sap. Jesus Christ. Fine, if you don't want me to have a spear, then I guess I'm not going to have a spear. Now maybe something I should have done is stop into that fire station I know was down along the way. I could have gotten an axe for the next phase of my plan, but maybe later. Oh, now I'm experiencing too much pain to sleep. Cool. I was gonna fix that. More wine. Here we go. Alcohol. Cause and solution. The cause of and solution to all of my problems. Myself a hearty meal and then bugger off, I guess. Please. What's wrong? Oh wait, no, don't put it in there either. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I keep forgetting I've got some popcorn. I don't know if I can make that anywhere other than a microwave, so I should get one at some point. So let's not make the mistake I made before. Let's fill up this bottle before. So, stop. I'm going to scope out the situation over here. Actually, maybe it's not a bad idea to come down this way, then I can swing into the fire station, see if I can get an axe, and then go up. Because it might be better for me to come down this way and come up through these side streets, because I imagine this is going to be pretty heavily populated. And this probably is too, let's be real. But this is where I need to get to. So let's start by going down to that fire station, and then going from there. Because an extra axe won't go astray, because I need to cut a lot of trees. Zombies in that area probably wouldn't be a bad idea either, but let's not worry about that right now. Though there does seem to be a good many of them. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them down this way. And I didn't mean to hit that guy full on. Yeah, there's forestation there. Which honestly also wouldn't be a bad little spot to set up shop, I don't think. With that roof and all. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to get in there with these things chasing me down, so... Build up that zombie kill count. Building up that short blunt skill is certainly going to increase my killing power. Fortunately, it seems like any of them that were in the area probably heard that. More than I thought. There's going to be too many of them for me to take on. Let's get back in the van and get out of here. There's no need to be reckless about this. What I'm doing is going to be pretty reckless to begin with. Just good to know that that's there. Oh yeah, see, look at this shit, look at this nonsense. Uh-oh, I think there's a zombie stuck under the... Yep, there was a zombie stuck under the van. Got to... No, that's not good. I've got to get to a relatively safe spot and stop to check the map. Although I think I recognize this sort of gated area with the mansion. I don't like how slow the game is acting. That just means, okay, there we go, I'm a straight shot that way to where I need to go. Didn't mean to get out of the van. This hoity-toity nonsense we're driving through here. Okay, this is the area I need to be in. There's a bit of a traffic congestion happening there, though, and I don't like that. Though there is a trailer, and I do like that. this mightn't be a bad spot to kill a few. Got that tall fence at my side, so... Okay, no, that glitch is still happening. Good to know. Zombie had a couple of key rings on it. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, resurrect. Of course, the road that I want to get down is full of wrecks. It's going to make that a lot harder for me to traverse. Is that your old 10:15 on Saturday night and you're going to bed? Man, it's almost 1 here. I should have stopped like an hour ago. I might stream a little bit tomorrow. If I do, I might actually get back to Legend of Dragoon, which I should have for a while. But yeah, no. Fingers crossed I'm going to be streaming again at some point tomorrow, but I don't know exactly when, and I'm not sure what it's going to be. But maybe. Just keep an eye out, and maybe all will appear like the mythological creature that I am, apparently. It's like sighting Bigfoot. You have yourself a good night, sir. Yes, have a good night or morning. Whichever it may be. Okay, those noises I'm hearing are zombies battering those fences. I don't know if a zombie will eventually be able to batter... Like, I don't know if a singular zombie is going to be able to eventually batter those down, but I guess we'll see. Getting intense for some reason. See, I gotta get down here. That's where I need to go. I'm getting tired again. That's fucking perfect. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the van and we're gonna circle around these guys. And just scope out the area this way. Then I'm going to drive all the way back, probably. So many blocked vehicles up here. I also don't like that the van just cut out. Anyway, right here is where I need to build the road, because I can go straight up that way. Problem is, there's so many vehicles stuck in the way, and there's a pile of goddamn zombies kicking around. So I need to come back down here later when I'm more properly equipped. For now, though, let's head out of here. Because I'd like to get a generator down here and barricade and secure one of those homes so I can use that as a home base while I'm doing construction. However, that's going to be difficult to do with all of this happening. So at the very least, I'm going to have to try to move or tow some of those vehicles out of the way so I can get a clear shot up there. And I'm going to need to try to kill as many of these zombies as I possibly can. What I'm saying is, I've got myself one hell of a task ahead of myself. But I brought it upon myself. I've no one to blame but me. Yeah, next time I head that way, though, I think I will try to swing into the fire station again, just so I can get that axe. If there's an axe in there, there might be, there might not be, who knows. Fire station right there, sure. Maybe I can swing in and see if I can get one now. Let's see. No, there's still probably too many of them around. I'm getting tired. Let's chance it. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Don't like how long that took, though. No, we gotta go. They heard me. They've been following the van either way. And I don't know if any of them might have filtered up too close to the house, so... Stop, let's have a little gander at, see how my chicken is doing. Chicken friend. You're doing alright. Good. Looks like she's already laid a couple eggs. Few eggs. It's hard to say how much fish I'm actually going to be able to get out of that, so all the more reason to move towards the other spot with its slightly more open water. So next time I play this, I don't think I'm going to head over that way initially. I think I might... Jesus Christ. That's why I'm so sleepy now, is because I didn't get sleep. Well, anyway, fuck it. Let's review while I'm waiting to calm down, I guess, and before I stop. Short blunt's coming along pretty good. Spear is almost level 2. Maintenance is almost level 4. Animal care has gone up a small amount because I pet my chicken on the head. I've only killed roughly 40, 45-ish zombies. It's a slow stream. Real slow for that. Alright, so I definitely need to get back in here to see if I can get an axe. So, at the very least, I can get some chickens here. That's good. I might never be able to get a bunch of animals up to the park if I can't find a trailer. So I think the first thing I'll do once I can get on the go again next time I stream this is I'll come down this way and route around here, and maybe down here, and maybe over here somewhere to see if I can find an animal trailer. If not, I'll just swing back and grab another chicken and drive back up, probably. Then I need to come over here, see, because ideally, what I'd do is I'd secure either this house or that house. And I'd be able to use that as a home base, these 3 places of storage to store all the wood I'm going to be getting, and then start carving a path through. However, there's a blockage here, there's a blockage here, I think, and there's a van there. So it's going to be hard getting a vehicle up this way consistently unless I move them out of the way, and there are so many zombies in this area. So I'm going to have to spend quite a bit of time just clearing this place out before I can do anything. But, you know, I knew this was going to be quite the task before I even started it, so it's what I'm doing to make the game interesting, essentially. So, if you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you fine folks will join me again next time, but until then, as always, I wish you a farewell. I hope you have a great night. So long for now.